The thing that inspires me most about you is not like a thing, not one thing, or it's a lot of things. And I realize that they all fall under the umbrella of maverick. You are a maverick. So I looked up that word, and the first definition in the dictionary is an unbranded range animal, which made me laugh out loud. But I thought, that's kind of appropriate. And I did a little more research, and I found out that that word comes from the American pioneer Samuel Maverick, who did not brand his animals. A little piece of information that I'm sure you already knew. But anyway, the definition that we all know is that it is an independent individual who does not join a party or group, and that perfectly explains you.
Hey Dad, happy 70th birthday. Wow. Our assignment was to name one way that you've inspired us, and I could list a million ways, but if I have to narrow it down to one, it always comes down to this one, and that is that you are such an overcomer. And just watching you through my life overcome challenges and come out on the other side totally successful has been amazing, and I believe that I'm going to be successful, and I believe a big part of the reason that I will be successful is because I have watched you overcome challenges, never give up, and always come out on top and successful. So thank you for that inspiration. I love you. Happy birthday.
You're an inspiration to dads everywhere in that you've taken that responsibility. Very important. You've raised great kids. I really appreciate that. Appreciate one of them a little more than the rest, but they're all great kids. And you've been a great example to dads everywhere. So I appreciate that. Thanks so much for all you do. Have an awesome, crazy 70th birthday party. Wish I could be there.
Happy birthday, Dad. I just wanted to go down memory lane a little bit with you. I don't remember the pig pens, and I don't remember you being a pig farmer, but I do remember your little white house across from next door to the Baptist church in Morse. And I remember loving going there to visit you, and I remember you introduced me to Neil Diamond there. I didn't know who he was. I remember listening to his music a lot at your house. And I remember seeing you driving down the street in a tractor, maybe it was a combine or something. I remember looking up and seeing, that's my dad in there. And I just felt, you just seemed larger than life up there in that big tractor, and I'll never forget how it made my heart beat just to see you there. And I remember swimming with you at Grandma and Grandpa's house and laying out on those cross ties and catching some sun and taking little naps that way, and visiting with you there was really special times. And I remember you were into photography back then too, and you took a lot of really great photographs with that camera. And I know some of those photographs are still around somewhere. I'd love to see them and have some of them, but you were very gifted with that camera. And I remember Grandma and Grandpa's outhouse. Poor Jill. But I remember you having a real respect and love for Grandma Kelly and Grandma Dorch, and I admire that about you, the way you treated them and looked out for them, and just the respect that you always showed. And even when you and Grandma would have your disagreements, you still came back and worked it out and treated her with love, and she loved you too, very much. And I remember you taking me on so many trips. I remember you took me out of school a couple of times, and we went to New Mexico, and I think on the way back we took the back roads, and I think we got lost. I'm sure you don't agree with that, but we were back there, I don't know, in the canyons. But it was a fun trip, and you always made me feel so special. And the trip to Belize and Guatemala was true adventure for me. Best trip I've ever taken, but mostly because I got to be with you. and spend that time with you. You really made me feel important and special so many times. And I've always known that you've loved me. I've never doubted that you've loved me. And you made me feel special, and you made me feel beautiful. You taught me manners and how to be a lady, and I'm very grateful to you for that. And I just remember you always being there for me, and for whatever you could do for me. You have always been in my life and always made yourself available. And you've taken me on a lot of adventures, and I'm grateful for that too. I have an adventurous spirit for it. And I made a lot of mistakes in my life, but you have never rubbed my nose in it. And I know there were times that you wanted to say something and you didn't. Not in a way that you would be rubbing my nose in it, but that you wanted to stop me from making some mistakes, and you never interfered, and you let me learn my own lessons. And I know when you took me to the airport on my way to Canada, I know you wanted to say something, but you didn't, and I regret that. But I'm grateful for your heart towards me and your kindness, and I'm grateful to you for your love toward my sisters and Ty, and I thank you for adopting them, and I thank you for how much you've loved the kids, the grandkids, and all the pool parties and all the barbecues. It's just you've been a really spectacular dad, and you know, you have taught me that in mistakes, in weaknesses, and in strengths, that's where character is, and to not deny my weaknesses or my strengths, but to draw from them. And you have an incredible character. You're the strongest person I know, and you rebound like nobody I've ever seen, and I want to be like that. And you've also taught me forgiveness. You have forgiven so many people, and you do it with such ease and grace. At least that's how it looks, and I really admire you for that, and thank you for that example in my life. And I want to say in closing that you said something to me one time. I was going through a really difficult time. This was more than 10 years ago, like 15 years ago. And I was crying, and you held me, and you were crying. You started crying, and I felt your tears dropping on my shoulder. And you said to me, you're holding me tight, and you said, I love you more than anything in this world. And I believed you, and I knew that that was true. And so I say those words to Kagan. I pass those words on to Kagan to this day, and every time I say those to him, I know that those words are being passed from you through me to him, and it's a legacy, and I'm grateful that you have always stayed true to all of us. I love you very much, and I look forward to seeing what the future holds for you, and I'm very proud of you for your ceaseless, adventurous spirit. I love you for it. Happy birthday. I love you.
The one thing that inspires me the most about my dad is his undying effort to take care of his loved ones, friends of their friends, always doing everything he can do to help people get in the right direction and teach them and mentor them. Dad, I learned so much from you. My work ethic is the number one thing you probably stamped on my life. And I tell you what, I'm so glad you lived 70 years. I love you so much. Happy birthday.
Hi, Grandfather. Just wanted to say happy birthday and say that I love you, and just want you to let you know the huge inspiration you are to me as the rock of our family. So, happy birthday. Love you.
Grandfather, happy birthday. I would say Grandfather is probably the most interesting man in the world. I think that the Most Interesting Man commercials, the Dos Equis commercials, was based off of Grandfather. I think that he actually is that guy. Grandfather's the only person I've ever known that could come up to you and start a conversation with you and leave before you know the conversation's over, and you're not even mad that he's gone. You're just, I guess I wasn't interesting enough. He's got quiet, cool confidence about him, which obviously I inherited. Swagger. He's just, I mean, the most interesting man in the world. I love you. Happy birthday.
Okay. Happy 30th birthday, Grandfather. I love you and I miss you like crazy. Don't go too wild on your birthday. We don't want to have to try to come find you. I'll see you on Saturday, and yeah, I love you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Granddad. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for all the wonderful things you have done for me.
What you do